Welcome to another episode of Something for the People. This is your boy B Hunt, aka the Silent Prophet, along with my co-host Big Country.
What's good, people?
Top notch. Without further ado, I'm gonna give you people what they came to see. So, shooting the breeze. Why do people let their friends influence who they are attracted to?
And I would hope as a grown-up we don't still do this, but I remember when I turned 18 to like my mid-20s, it was like, I remember we were in college and everything. And there was a couple of girls that I thought were cute and stuff like that, but some of my friends were like, you would date her? Oh, she a big girl. Oh, she's this, or she's not this, or she's not that.
Right.
And me, at that point in time, me listening to them, I'm like, they're like, well, maybe they right, kind of things like that.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, as I got older and started thinking about it, I'm like, bro, that chick you were dating was ugly as hell.
Right.
She was skinny, but she was ugly as hell. And you have the nerve to talk about somebody because of the size.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. So, when it comes to your friends, they real cliche, man. Or certain friends are real cliche. Because in my world, I always thought to myself, bro, if it makes you happy, I'm happy for you. It don't mean nothing to me. Like,
but people shoot them shots and it's like, man, I don't want to be talked about. So you're like, I'm not gonna
give her the time of day because he gonna have something to say.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day he show up with a wolf.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but the thing about it is, he feel comfortable showing up with the wolf because you solid enough to be like, bro, that's your life.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not finna sit here and not be happy for you. If you think she the one and you gonna go the distance with her, well, who am I?
Yeah. And that's the thing, because I know even nowadays you hear a lot of people, oh, well, he's for me. And that's how it should be. That's who I want for me. But you hear a lot of other people get influenced by other people, whether it's social media, things like that. He has to be this. He has to drive this. He has to act this way. He has to have this much money in order for you to even talk to him. And vice versa. She has to have the biggest booty. She has to have, her titties got to be up so perky, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
She has to have a flawless face and all that kind of stuff.
It all boils down to these artificial status symbols, right? Everybody want to put on this facade like everybody's happy, and it's all based on the monetary or the physical, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she looks this way and does this and does that. Then all my friends gonna feel like that, and they gonna always give me big ups when my girl come around.
Yeah.
But the whole time I am miserable with her. So it's
true.
like your quality of life is diminished, but it look like you got something. It's like those dudes who'll drive a Benz and live in a shack.
Yeah.
It's like,
which never made sense. Like, everybody knew a dude at one point in time had a real nice car. But then I'm like, why the hell are you living here? I remember when I first moved out of college. I was in this, it wasn't like it was low budget, but it was like, it was my first solid apartment by myself, no roommates, no nothing. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm in here. But then I saw Bentley in the same apartments I live in, and I'm like, okay, I thought maybe they visiting. But the Bentley kept showing up here.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, so you drive a Bentley, but you live in these apartments?
Why?
Like, that makes no sense.
And that's what so many people are focused on the visuals. It's what it looked like, not what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, if I brought you a sneaker that was in a bag. We talked about it. If I bring you a sneaker in a bag and let you know that it come direct from the factory. It's just in a sandwich bag. It's still the same sneaker that's in there.
Yeah.
You gonna feel some type of way about that sneaker as opposed to the sneaker that's been sitting on the shelf for 3 months and probably stale. And it's all because that one got the pretty brown wrapper and you brought me this one in a sandwich bag.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, you can get them all the accolades behind it. I work in a factory. Literally, this one was made today.
True.
Only thing that was different is instead of when the conveyor belt dropped that one, it dropped it in a plastic wrapper, and the conveyor belt dropped this one, it dropped it in this new sack that I just bought.
Yeah. But that's the crazy part is because I think about in life, we set ourselves up for failure because we worry about somebody else that shouldn't even matter about what you want.
One, we worry about people who shouldn't have a say so, and on top of not having a say so, we worry about people who should ultimately my primary purpose is to elevate and boost us up. So don't tell me that she ugly. Tell me she got an ugly personality.
Yeah.
Tell me that. Because she might be so beautiful to where I'm overlooking some key troubling qualities that
I've had that issue before. Don't get me wrong. Most people have that issue. It's like either they were so fine or the sex was so good or whatever.
I'm blind.
You're just like, you know what? That's all I see.
That's all I see.
But they're a terrible person. They have a terrible soul.
Just not good for you in any way.
And I thank you for that because for the longest time, he was like, man, if I was you, I wouldn't. And I'm like,
I can't tell you what to do.
I can't tell you, yeah, she bad for you, but if I was you, I wouldn't do that.
You know, it's not my move.
And I can respect that as a friend because I know one of my friends had asked me about what they should do in a situation. And I tell them the same thing. I'm not going to tell you what you should do. I'm just going to lay things out for you and get you to understand so you can make your own decision.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you be a bad friend to say, break up with them.
Right.
Because it's like, what if they stay together, now it's going to always be a little in the back of their head, oh, well, they told me about this. Or if they break up, well, I broke up because they did this or they did that. No. The best way to do it is, hey, I'm going to lay it all out for you, but at the end of the day, it's your decision.
Right. My primary reason by always letting people know what I would do, and like if you value my opinion, my actions are first. So if I'm moving like this, that's really my opinion. Hey, I'm not telling you what to do if I was you. So letting you know, I'm in your situation. I'm looking at it from your lens, and what I'm telling you is I wouldn't move that way. And it's because whether it go good and or bad, you can't blame me. It's always gonna be your decision. It's always for you. Like my primary concern is you, bro. Look, if it was me, I wouldn't move like that. I can't tell you that you wouldn't though, because as much as our values align, you might have one that's just a stray. And it's not that, and when I say a stray, I don't mean that in any bad way.
Yeah,
you know
it's just not to the same way that I look at things.
Like breast man, booty man.
Yeah.
So he might go.
Don't get me wrong, I love a good booty though. Don't get twisted.
I'm just trying to drive a point.
Okay, just making sure.
What I'm saying is, hey, if she come up and we looking at the same chick, you like, oh, she a 10. Look at her breast. And I'm like, she a 9.5. Look at her booty. You know what I'm saying? I'm not shooting a shot at the girl. Because I'm like, no, I'm just, if you want me to say she a 10, she gotta have a big booty.
Yeah.
If you want you to say, you gotta have a big breast.
That was just like when we would say Buffy the Body, because you say Buffy the Body's a 10. I say Buffy the Body's probably about 8.
She a 10.
And I'm like, and her booty, yeah, you can say her booty is a 10. But in her face, to me, it's like, she's pretty, but she's not.
But
just saying.
Rain. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I feel like for exceptional things, there has to be a point bump on that. Like, look, okay, if we giving all girls with this size booty 5s, like you get 5 points in the category of whether you fine or not, and then the other ones line up. So you get 2 for face, 2 for we give it. Let's just say you got 5 points. Here you go. You got 5 things that you grade, and each one of them can get a max of 2 points. But if she got like extra credit here because it's just so magnificent, like okay, your face was a 1, but the booty was a 3. It's not my fault. Like Carrie Hilson. Body wise, I'm like, don't get me wrong, it's nice. It ain't Buffy the body, but it's nice. But face wise, I'm gonna give you whatever points you need to be a 10, because you a 10.
Man, I just started looking at it like this. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Right.
Things that you value, things that you look at aren't what the same thing someone else would look at. And the reason I tell people they have to work on this is because you'll miss your blessing, the person God has for you, because you worry about your friends and what your friends think about certain things.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, and yes, what's meant for you will be for you. But if you keep pushing off what's meant for you, you can't say that.
What I'm saying is, if you keep judging what's meant for you off what somebody else think meant for you, then you never gonna get what you deserve.
Yeah.
Because, and keep in mind, it'll be the same dude that'll tell you, oh, she ugly, and then you'll see her walking out his apartment the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I've
so
seen
what?
it.
It's bad for me, but it's good. Are you either you telling me that you view me as such a high standard that what's good for you ain't good because you want more from me, or you telling me, bruh, I'm trying to play you out your position so I can go do that and then come tell you about it.
You know, what was that called back in Dirty Mac?
Dirty Mackin.
So I'm like, bruh, like what? Like I ain't never hated on dudes so bad, but I've seen it where dudes have hated on me so bad. Nah, bro, I don't even know why you picked that, why you would do that, all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, but then I've seen them same dudes come right behind and be like, yeah, well,
Yo, what's up?
so it's okay for you, but it's not okay for me. It's like, it doesn't make sense.
It does make sense from a standpoint of
A hater.
yeah. My objective was never to see you on top. That's what a dude will show you.
Yeah.
It's like I just hate that it take people so long to recognize it.
Yeah.
Because when you're a kid, all you gotta do is walk up and say hi and you friends.
Yeah.
But when you start placing them things in front of people like, hey, I got real issues, bro. I'm trying to find a suitable mate. I'm really trying to find her.
Yeah.
So when I'm trying to find her, I'm looking to you because ideally my thought process was I like these things. We technically align because I call you a good friend. Well, if I like it, then I definitely want my homeboys to like my girl because I don't want to bring my girl around and then you know, this and all this, that. So yeah, I look to you. But once you get old and you start to realize that, hey, bro, my home happiness and my friend happiness, 2 different happinesses, bro.
Agreed.
Like, she might be mean and surly to you, but she treat me like gold. And sometimes you gotta break that down. Like, young folks, you gotta break that down, your friends. I know that every time she see you, she kind of look like, I hate to see him coming. But the reason why I like her is because when she see me, she like, thank God he's home.
Yeah. She love my dirty drawers.
She love my dirty drawers. She hates you.
Yeah.
And your clean drawers, but love my dirty ones.
And I can respect that because what you for you is for you.
It's you.
So bringing it back, summing it up, watch who you hang around and what they're saying, because if that's not what you want, that's not your interest, you'll have a lot of people knock you off of something that's actually meant for you and good for you. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, he ain't 6'5".
So 6'3" ain't good enough.
Yeah, and I've heard that, and I know somebody gonna say, man, 6'5". It was like,
no.
Yes, I've heard a woman on this podcast is like, oh, he gotta be like 6'5". I'm like, 6'5"? Where the hell you finding him at? I'm only 6'2".
It's just like, I'm just like, he got to be 6'5", but the dude who make you smile ain't no more than 5'9", 5'8".
And that's what I'm like. I'd rather somebody really make me happy and be, again, short, tall, whichever one. Okay, don't get me wrong. I don't want to date a woman with kids. Thank God I'm married, so I ain't got to worry about it. But if the woman that you find treats you right, does you well, all those things, and she is special, one kid ain't really gonna hurt like that.
It's not gonna hurt.
I ain't gonna lie. You get. I heard somebody say that they had 9 kids. I'm like, nah, ain't enough.
Nah, this is mine though, because I like to make sure that people understand. I'm not grading her on her kids. I'm grading her on her baby fathers.
Okay.
If you like, as I've grown older, if you're a woman with 9 kids, and I'm like right now I'm 35. If I was still single at 35 and met a woman with 9 kids, but all 9 kids had one father,
I could agree.
I respect it because I'm like, one, you shown me that I don't know what caused that rift in y'all situation, but it had to be a lot for you to leave a man who gave you 9 kids.
Yeah.
He had to do something terrible. But what I also know is when things get tough, I at least got 9 kids before you decide to leave me. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, you a quality. You got 9 kids with one guy, and you still and that lets me know I was trying to make it work. It just didn't.
And I can respect that more than anything because people that actually try people, all those kind of things. That's what, especially as you get older, because you realize it's not all the superficial. It's like, what are we really doing?
I'm basing it on effort. How much effort was you putting in? Now, if you got 3 kids, 3 benefit baby daddies, I'm gonna be like, no, your track record off. Because it's like you get a kid, and I know we all know what kids bring to it. It makes it a little more difficult. It's like it's a lot more feelings and things to juggle.
Yeah.
So now that we all the stuff that we need to juggle, it got hard and you got missing. Right? But the dude was already trying to put up with the other kid. So I'm like, the investment. He tried, you probably gave up.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Agreed.
All right. We are going to go into You Won't Believe This, and You Won't Believe This is brought to you by.
As always, love to shout out my beautiful wife. Love you, baby. I asked y'all to check out her different product lines. We have Traces Like Mine, Yanni Like Mine, and Wasted Desires. You could go wasteddesires.com, and they have waist beads, anklets, bracelets, thigh chains, all those different things to make your body glitter and shine. Then you have Traces Like Mine. This is hair care product for a black woman by a black woman to help black women. Black women always say they don't have a lot of things in the store for you. This is a woman doing it for you. And then Yanni Like Mine. Ladies, if you do not know what your Yanni is, please look it up. It does not clean itself no matter what anyone tells you.
Top notch. I want to show some love to Tyler Bailey. This is Luxury Clothes by a Luxury Guy. I want to show some love to D-Mac. He's a barber. You should see him. I should see him. He's local to Dallas. But if you're not from Dallas and you still need a barber, go see him. My cousin Mike. Call him Wiggly in these game spaces. If you go and look up State of Being, I think he's back to doing that. So we gonna see. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't even gonna lie real quick. I gotta shout out my barber because my waves are popping right now. But I gotta give him some shout. Rod, he's over at 504 Cuts in Euless, Texas. Check him out. I mean, he actually does a great job.
Okay, top notch. Shout out. On top of that, somebody who does an exceptional job, the job should really be paying attention to, is us. And that is something, the number 4, DA People. If you're on YouTube, type podcast. Like, share, subscribe, and also your fan base. But on top of that, if you need to leave a comment, you can leave that. If you need to leave a rating, however, and it is not 5, talk to me first.
Let us know why it's not 5.
Let me know why it's not a 5. Allow me to try to get you to that 5. And then if I can't do it, just find somebody else. It's okay. I'm not take what you can take from me and leave it be, okay? Mm-hmm. But if you can't take nothing, you gotta leave a rating system. Then just find another podcast. However, if you are that person, you can leave that 5-star rating. What that does for us is tremendous because it allows us to reach more people and bring out a message that's more positive and coming from, like I said, the perspective of two married men. If you somebody who seek to reach marriage status and you want to know what this other side is like, you got two men who are giving you the unabridged, unadulterated truth. But keep in mind, everything we say you should take with a grain of salt because my relationship ain't your relationship. Cool. So one more time because we got to keep our time here. Something. The number 4. DA People. If you're on YouTube, type podcast. All right. Cassie is suing P. Diddy for $30 million because of abuse and sexual assault when they were together. And recently we just got the update. They settling this amicably outside of the court system. So how do we feel about this?
Okay. Because I want to try and make this I want to make sure I say this the correct way because I don't want to offend anyone so this is a trigger warning for people.
Right.
Okay. For a person that has been molested twice in his life when I was a younger child. There's certain things that I can understand and I'm like, yes. But you a grown person and you and Diddy ain't dated in what, like almost 10 years now.
Right. And
now you come back and instead of, hey, I want to see him in jail, hey, I'm trying to sue for $30 million. To me, I'm like, what the hell are we doing here?
Well, when you put one championing what you're saying, granted, like I said, I don't know the full situation, but from what I read, okay, so they claimed it was blackmail, and if we go to the definition, I can't say a word for word, but this do seem like blackmail. If you don't give me this $30 million, I'm going to write a tell-all book of our relationship. That's what's on there. That's what she's saying. So this the message you giving to P. Diddy and his team, and he like, no, I'm not going to pay you $30 million. We was able to be together, break up. We did that all through the 2000s. So what's the deal here? She says there's a point in the relationship where she was trying to leave, and that's where the rape allegation comes from because knocked off, but she's trying to leave. So it's just, and also she says that at some point Kid Cudi had some type of thing for her, and P. Diddy effectively blew up his car.
What?
I read all this. This is what I'm reading. Okay. Mm-hmm. She also talks about black eyes, busted lips, and these things. Now, if there is some abuse really going on, and it was in that relationship, you want to say, hey, for damages to me or damages to my, that's one thing.
I can't even get behind that because if you're sitting there enduring abuse time after time, did you try to find a way to get out? And no, I don't want to hear what I felt that he could hurt me. He's already hurting you.
Right.
So why wouldn't you get out? You are known enough. It's not like he could just make you disappear.
This is what I'm going to say to enhance that. You did get out. You got back in because you had an on and off relationship with the man.
Yes.
That's you were with him, you weren't with him. You were with him, you weren't with him. So what that makes me believe is that if it's not the guy that's keeping you there, because you currently don't have the man, right? It just would seem that you wanted the financial aspect of a P. Diddy or the notoriety of being with a P. Diddy. That's what it seems like. Could I be wrong? I could be. And so don't crucify me.
If I'm wrong about it, because honestly, if I am wrong, I'll apologize. I do not want people to think I am unapologetic or anything like that. But from a man that has dealt with certain things, I know people that have dealt with these certain things. I hate when people keep throwing it up like, oh my God. Like 10 years ago? Bro, 10 years ago, Either you holding that in and you don't want nobody to know, or you using that for leverage to get what you want.
Well, now, granted, this is a relationship podcast, but I do have to ask this question. And you know I'm going.
Okay.
With slavery, because the primary thing about it is they tell you it was so long ago, why you holding on?
This is my thing.
Holocaust, it was so long ago, keep holding on.
The reason I would say it like this, why it wouldn't be the same thing, is because, okay, slavery, yes, we can still see the remnants of slavery still going on. Mm-hmm. For most people, they don't understand. Slavery still goes on in the United States. The 13th Amendment did not stop slavery. It just said, we're going to redirect it. You have to be in jail in order to be a slave, and you would be a slave of the state. But if you ever notice, more black and brown people are in jail than any other race.
True statement.
Why is that? Because of the same thing. It's just like, hey, as long as you're legal in this way. And then when it first came out, you were going to jail for anything. If you were black and you were if you were not in the house by sundown, you could be arrested and go to jail and be a slave. So, that's a setup. But for a person that actually sits here, if you are abused and you've gotten out of the situation, it's not like he calling your phone threatening you because I know for a fact you would call the police.
True. Because
the police are there to protect you now. But the police there, and of course, everybody wants to see Goliath get toppled.
Right.
Diddy is almost a billionaire, if not a billionaire right now. So you honestly don't think if people brought certain allegations, like you hear about those gay allegations about Diddy and all that other kind of stuff, but you honestly don't think him blowing up Kid Cudi car
would have not made the news?
Yeah, it wouldn't have made the news. Oh, we just gonna wipe all that out.
I don't know.
All these different things. I'm like, sometimes things people say don't hold water because they're not true.
Right. Well, I feel like part of that is going to be sensationalized right now. Because, one, what I would be more concerned about if I was Diddy is the whole Keefy D situation, with Tupac shooting. And then he's like, you put money on this man's head and all that, right? And which it is confirmed that that's the guy, right?
Okay.
For the most part. He's already admitted to that on multiple occasions. We ain't gonna say shout out Balad because we ain't gonna put Balad in it like he was the person who pried this information out. The dude was writing it's in a whole book. Okay? He was just only thing I would give Balad props on this. He was somebody who was willing to ask the question, but the question had already been answered. He's just like, are you brave enough, Keefy D, to repeat it? Done it.
On air.
Right now for everybody. Because they used to say, if you want to keep things from black people, put it in a book.
Yeah.
He put it in a book and nobody...
nobody knew until he said it on air.
Like I said on air, apparently. Okay, but regardless. So, with that allegation, hey, that could be looming jail time. So what I'm thinking, if I'm just... And this is conspiracy theory at its finest, okay? Cassie sees the writing on the wall with the whole Keefy D getting locked up for the Tupac murder, and now we trying to say, hey... Before you go, can I get 30 million, bro? If you could throw me 30 million because, my life ain't really been what it was since after me and you.
Yeah. But hell, that's the thing is. I'm like, I could understand, what was her name? Shawnee, Shaq's wife. Shaq's wife, she stacked money to the side and all that stuff. So when they did split up, she had money.
Right.
So that prenup mean nothing because she already had money stacked up.
And I'm gonna be honest, just seeing how Shaq moved and how he do for his family.
Yeah.
Even if she didn't do that, I do not feel like Shaq would have left her high and dry in any way.
And I don't think he wouldn't either. But that's what I'm saying. Maybe Cassie should have did the same thing because it ain't like you over here going to the dollar menu with Diddy.
You not.
I know you're not.
It's not.
I know you're not even going to Olive Garden. We'll get to that later, but I know you're not even going to Olive Garden with Diddy.
You're not.
I know for a fact you're not. You're not going to lie like that. But I'm just saying, you could have been stacking your money, doing all these different things. But now you come out with these allegations. And that pisses me off because I'm like, for people that actually go through these things, that have these issues going on, it's like, hold up. Don't lump that in with this.
Right.
Because that's like when people talk about assault. Actual assault back in the day was we got into a fight.
Yeah.
Now assault could be, oh, you touched me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you accidentally bumped me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's assault.
Yeah.
Just like when people use that R word in sexual assault, I'm like, sexual assault and the R word, if you are doing certain things, like you're doing those things, you are the scum of the earth. You are trash. Yeah. Honestly, I can't stand you. But I'm like, some people will be like, well, I was drunk and he was drunk and I didn't know what happened and woke up. And that's not the same.
I can't speak to that because, I don't drink, ain't never drank, I don't know. So I'm like, I don't necessarily know how inhibited your thought processes or your judgment processes are by alcohol. However, the fact when I think about that whole in and out, you in a relationship, we out of relationship, in a relationship, out of relationship, when I just see that back and forth, right? People don't tend to go and play things that they, don't tend to win. Like, I'm not going, if there's nothing in it of value for me, I don't go back to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I went down the street that I'd never been down and I just heard gunshots going off and I'm like, I don't have a real reason to be on this street. Yeah. I'm not going back to that street. I'm surely not going to buy a house in the neighborhood. That being said, Cassie, on and off again relationship with a Diddy. Okay, you talked about a busted lip and a black eye and a car explosion for Kid Cudi. Like, all these acts really sound like a action movie, right? Yeah. And I'm like, and it's a trauma. So why would you go and reinsert yourself into that? Into
that trauma.
Right. At this point in the beginning, the first time you broke up, you still had your modeling career. You could have possibly came out with a decent song and got back on air and did what you had to do. Like, you wasn't washed up at that point. You got back with him, you broke up with him again. At this point, I don't really see you in the tabloids as much. So
except
it's like
your little your inappropriate pictures.
Right, inappropriate pictures, or you had to shave your head, like shave side your head. It is what I'm still not even knocking you for that. Like, hey,
when you do what you do.
50 Cent said it best. When your body is your main product, you will do some wild stuff. Like, that's what he said. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all them OnlyFans ladies. Hey, what I'm gonna tell you is find an additional hustle. I ain't trying to say get rid of your hustle. Find another one though. Yeah, cool. When you put yourself in that position where your body is your product, you can't really get upset for how it plays out for you because we've seen it on too many levels, on too many accords. Yeah, the woman who I made my body the prize, and I'm not gonna settle down till I'm 35, 40. Okay, well, you're not gonna settle down with a 35, 40-year-old because he's now looking for the 25-year-old. Yeah. And the 18-year-olds and the 20-year-old men ain't getting no play from the 1930s. So, because they acting like you. It's a vicious cycle of compounding problems.
Agreed.
So, like I said, when it comes down to Cassie, I hate, the way you presented it. Yeah. It does look like blackmail. On top of it looking like blackmail, because like you said, I'm going to write a tell-all book. Why don't you just go up and be like, hey,
if I did something that wrong to you, if I hurt you that bad, forget the tell-all book. I'm going to tell these police what you did.
Right now.
Like, that makes no sense. I'm not going to wait to tell them how bad you did. Oh, black eye. Don't get me wrong. I don't believe no man should put his hands on a woman. But at the end of the day, bruh, if it was that bad, why didn't you tell?
Also, before I move on, because I'm about to move on, I don't believe a man should put his hands on a woman. And on top of that, equally so, I do not feel like a woman should put her hands on a man. Because you wouldn't turn a gun and shoot yourself, would you? No, nobody
nobody in their right mind would
You're not putting yourself in a situation where there is a power dynamic that is not beneficial to you, right? Even nature does that. If you see, if a lion sees a pack of hyenas, it doesn't go run head first into the hyenas, and they are mortal enemies in the world of nature. Hey, look, respect what it is. The guy typically has testosterone, and scientifically he's stronger than you. Don't put yourself in a compromised position, women. Males, knowing that you have an advantage, and the women got to basically have a handicap to even deal with you in a physical manner, keep your hands off the women. Now, I prefer everybody keep their hands to themselves, but we all understand how testosterone works. Sometimes somebody says something that's not necessarily beneficial to you, and you feel like a round of fisticuffs might fix that. Women, on the other hand, somebody might be talking to your man, not respecting your relationship, your situation, so you might feel like a cat fight is the right fight, right? However, when those two worlds merge, and the guy who normally wouldn't win a fight against another male is knocking these women aside the head. You talking about that UFC dude who really cracked the woman's skull.
Yeah, which is crazy.
We gotta start putting things where they belong. Hey, bro, you can't fight them women, and I know you feel like you should be able to because you identify as a woman, and that's cool. Your identity is not what I have an issue with. The fact that your physical capabilities could crack a woman's skull and you still think that there's a fair fight, I feel like there's a form of what we call delusion in that you gonna have to own up to. The same way we asking these women to own up to the delusion of what grinds my gears. So, you know what grinds my gears? When did women become when did Olive Garden become the equivalent to McDonald's? Woman goes viral on social media for telling the man that she is not going to eat at Olive Garden and or IHOP.
Like, I don't understand this because it makes no sense to me. If we're going out, we're getting to know each other, all these things, when did it come, I have to be on this level, take you to this, and do these kind of things for us to even go on date.
Right.
Like, I understand. On first date, I'm supposed to be getting to know you. We supposed to be able to talk. We supposed to be able to have fun. These things, I'm trying to see if we have a connection. Me spending so much money on you means nothing. Because if you're trying to get something out of me, I'm trying to get something out of you. And you don't want at the end of the night, hey, you busting it open?
All right.
Are you going to bust it open? No. It's a yes or a no. Because that's basically the same thing you're doing with the, are you taking me to Nobu? Most women don't know what you eat at Nobu.
I have no idea.
Like, Ruth Chris. Like, everybody tries to throw these words out and stuff like that. Like, for example, I took my wife last year for her birthday. He went with me to Perry's Steakhouse. Perry's Steakhouse ain't cheap.
But it's good.
But it's very good. Don't get it wrong. It's very good. But that's my wife. And yes, when she was my girlfriend, when we were just dating, we went to some very nice place. We went to Dakota's downtown. Man, it's expensive as hell in Dakota's. We went there for an anniversary.
You saying this, but you also got to keep in mind, you got to, because that's what be going on with a lot of these other podcasts. Like, what you just said in reality is a flex. Because it's true.
I mean,
however, the flex is for your wife. The woman he's talking about showed I'm worth that. Not she didn't go and ask you and tell you, hey, I'm worth this, then you gonna do this or not be with me.
Yeah.
No. Whether I was going to the IHOP or the Denny's or the Waffle House, it don't matter. I'm invested in you. That's what she showed. I'm invested in you. So if we gotta go eat McDonald's, we can go eat McDonald's, but I know eventually you gonna get the steak. She placed a bet and she went all in with that guy, with you.
Yeah.
And it showed and proved like, yo, it bear fruit. You can go to Paris. You can go to Ruth Chris. Why? Because when I couldn't afford Paris or Ruth Chris, Guess who was still in the car?
Yeah.
Right? The thing about it is, and it's crazy because women of the generation prior really wasn't playing video games like this, but they all want the money cheat on GTA.
Yeah.
You just want...
I just want all the money.
But you never beat the game.
Yeah.
Like, all the people who went crazy with the money code never played the game to completion. Like, it's very few of them who actually went through, because they was just like, I just want to get in here, drive around the car, shoot at the cops a little bit, do this, that. They want to do all that stupid stuff on the game.
And then after that, they get done with it.
Get done with the game, the new console comes out because they so, frivolous with their funds. They just go buy the new console and throw the old game to the side. They not finishers. They don't complete things. Yeah. Right? So, the reason you want to go to the steak houses and do that on the first day is because you don't intend to finish with the guy. You never had a real investment with the guy.
I 100% agree on it.
It's just how it is. You don't want to work. And it's not even really work. You don't want to endure. Because every day ain't sunny. Every day ain't great. If the dudes out there who out here taking these women to the steakhouses and all that really showed you what it took for me to be able to take you to these types of places. Yeah. Like what my life really looked like to have you in these places.
But there's a lot of people, and I'm sorry, ladies, this one more is on you on this part. Don't get me wrong, us dudes, we gotta hold our end because we mess up a lot. But on this part, yes, you have to be able to endure, because with you enduring, I see that you want me. Right. And with you want me, I'm trying to give you everything that I could possibly give you. Right. But one of the big issues we have is people are like, nah, I want the things that come with you, but I don't want you.
Right. They treat you like a store, bro. Yeah. Like the loyalty programs. Like, don't get me confused. For the store, that's really beneficial. If I got a Kroger's card, the price gets a reduction for me. I can go in there, I can buy more stuff than most people, but that's because Kroger's know that if Kroger's is here and Walmart's right there, there's a high probability that you gonna forego Walmart and come in here and buy your groceries. Yeah. Right? And they just want their return investment. Hey, you buy this stuff, that's keeping us employed.
Invest in me.
We supply the stuff, that's keeping you fed. It works, it's in tandem. Sometimes my price is not gonna be the best. But just know that you got the Kroger card, so when I can't give you the best price, I'm gonna give you the best price.
Walmart price is just Walmart price. They ain't gonna give you
what you gonna get. And I'm not saying that that's a negative thing. It is what it is. If you go to Walmart, you're gonna get Walmart price. It's just
that's what I'm saying. If we were just straight up and kept it 1,000%, men and women, hey, you wanna go to Nobu? You dropping the drawers at the end of the night, right? Yes or no? No, we'll see. Yes or no. Right. Because you want Nobu. Yes or no.
So, that being said, there's this thing called escort services, okay? Yeah. How they move, how some of them move. We ain't gonna put this negative thing on all of them, right? Yeah. When it comes to the big boobs, the full lips, the big butts and the lips and all that, they get all that. And the reason they go get all that is because the guys who intend to lay with them want the women that they deal with to have that. But what they don't get is, for the escort, they think they win. I go in here, you pay me exorbitant amounts of money to either lay with me or use me as eye candy for your peers at work, right? True. Cool. For the guy who's making that level of money, yeah, I'm going to use you as the eye candy. I'm going to parade you around, let people know that these are the type of women that should be around me. And what takes place is, once I get the status of a guy who hangs around women who looks of this caliber, it spreads. It's word of mouth. Yeah. Did you see who he was with? So now the next chick that he possibly brings to the Christmas party is going to be a woman who just looks like that because she looked like that. Yeah. And you lost your value because now I don't need you to attract these level of women. The women know this is what I'm looking for if you intend to talk to me.
Like, a lot of people don't understand game. The biggest mouthpiece a man can have is his woman.
Easy.
My woman should tell you everything about me, and more times, because women talk way more than men. It's been proven. Men say, 1,000 words, and women say around 10,000 words.
Yeah.
And so I don't have to say too much about me. My wife can tell you about me. People around me can tell you about me. That's my mouthpiece. And that was the whole idea in the day, back in the day. It was like, oh, my partner can big up me. I ain't got to say nothing. The girls that I talk to could big up me. Oh, man, you talk to Jeremy? Yeah, you know. Oh, all these, yeah. He about all that. He do all those things. But that's the idea. It's not that I'm trying to flex to be like, I'm great, because I don't need nobody to tell me I'm great when I know in myself that I'm great. But other people will tell you these things.
It's the word of mouth, and when other people speak about you, it lets everyone know that you about action.
Yeah.
I ain't got time for words. I'm too busy putting the work in. And we all know what happens between... Talent is good until the people who are working gain the skill. Soon as the people who put the work in, talent's going to get beat. Because all it takes is somebody who's like, I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. And the people that you see putting in that level of work, it's a story behind it.
True.
It's a story now. Before I even got here, I was watching the Tyler Perry documentary. I think Maxine's Baby. It's on. But failed ventures with the plays and then living and getting eviction notices and asking his friends for money, all this. But every step of the way, you see him. I tried. I failed. Let me try again.
Yeah.
I failed. Let me try again. But that constant work, that constant learning your audience, that constant over, put him in position. Now he got his Tyler Perry Studios. Yeah. He able to put other people in positions. So you ain't got to fail as many times as I did, because all I got to do is turn the lights on.
And I agree with, that's, I heard a thing, and yes, I do have to shout out certain things on TikTok. It was a man on TikTok, and he was like, man, if you see billionaires, they've lost millions of dollars. If you see millionaires, they've lost thousands of dollars. You put forth so much work, you've lost things, but then you gain more.
Right.
That's the whole idea of doing this. It's like, hey, I dated some trash people in my past. Mm-hmm. I gained someone that I see myself in forever with. Mm-hmm. So, if God willing, that's what it's going to be. But if I did have to get back out in this dating game, you honestly think I wouldn't be able to excel because I know where I'm at now? Mm-hmm. I know what I can do. All those, I know what people want from me.
But on top of that, this line you said prior to saying all that is what is the cherry on top. If you able to, if you and your wife had split, Lord forbid.
Yeah.
Oh, just so, because I don't like putting bad juju on nobody. If a man that nobody knows was with his wife and they had 2 kids and and that man was to leave his wife, guess what's the biggest mouthpiece for him? Especially if he's able to have that woman still respect him and they not telling.
Yeah.
Like, if you can leave a woman and she like, I ain't got nothing bad. The biggest mouthpiece that Tyrese got right now is the girl that he was with, his ex-wife, saying, I messed up.
Mm-hmm. When you know a person can be like, I know I messed that up. And yes, some people know for a fact we've all messed up something that possibly is like, man, you think back at it, it's like, hey, I messed that up.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I've heard people say all the time,
yeah,
I know I messed up.
I should have did better.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I had a great woman, and then I messed it up, but don't get me wrong, there'll probably be a little hate. Yeah. But it's like, I hate that I messed up that I see is so great now. Mm-hmm. Because it's no longer mine.
It's not mine. Somebody else. That's when you see that woman, always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah.
And or you see that one woman who real mad about it because she the bridesmaids to her two friends, but she used to date the guy that's getting mad. I'm not making it. This happens.
You know what I think about? That dang song by what's her name? Toni Braxton back in the day, where it was called He Wasn't Man Enough for Me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, y'all broke up.
Yeah,
it was over. He got a new woman. You trying to figure out ways to seduce him to piss her off and show her that he trash. I'm like, why are you doing that?
That only thing that showed was that in that song, because I don't want to disrespect Toni Braxton, not on my show.
Oh, don't get me wrong. She's
too much. It's too far. But outside of that, for that song, the purpose of that song, and I don't know if she wrote it or Dark Child, whoever wrote it. The issue with that is, all that did was like highlight the flaws in you and to why I would leave you. Like, I'm not man enough, but you want to do everything in your power to get me back just to mess up what I had. That only lets me know that while we was together, your whole point was supporting my plans and have me not succeed so you can have somebody to talk down on. Let me go be great for somebody else. Stop trying to insert yourself. Just get out the way and go find whoever you feel like is the person that can do what you need them to do. Be shot down and still stand up.
But that's like dudes have definitely done this. You knew you messed up with her, but you know she got just an inkling or something. And it's like now you're trying to weasel your way back in there with her, and you don't really want her. You just don't like she with that person.
I don't like it.
And women do the same thing too. Whether it's somebody in your past or whatever. Oh, well, you know, I used to date them. What the hell they got to do with now?
What does that mean? Like, just think about it this way. If you sold your car to a dealership, a used car dealership, and then that person, somebody came in and they bought that car, and then it was like, oh man, I'm finna go put this in a car shop. Because, you know, that's what they do in the old cars. Yeah. They repaired it, but that person, later on, after they driving their new car, they need to take to the new dealership, to sell off and get them a new car, go into the car show, and they say, man, I used to have that car. But you ain't see this in that car. That's why I got the car now. Yeah.
That's why the car is in the showroom right now.
Because
I shined it up, I buffered it, I tricked it, I did all
everything. I was able to pour into this car, because we a relationship podcast, I was able to pour into that woman and turn the girl that you was trying to play into the woman who's doing major things in my life, like taking me to whatever level I need to go to, willing to do whatever is necessary to ensure my success. The woman that you was playing to the back and pushed to the side, or the guy that you was playing to the back and giving names like Food Bay, Vacation Bay, all them type of bays, instead of calling him your man. So Food Bay now got a real bay, and Food Bay can't take you to eat no more. And you like, girl, I remember when he used to take me to the steakhouse. Used to. You see that part? Used to. Girl, I remember when I could call him and he'd come help me out at any point. You remember. Yeah. It's not what it is no more. Because everything has an expiration date. True. Everything. And foolishness, it expires extremely fast. And if it don't expire extremely fast, it's so damaging to you, the body, to where you expire quicker. Yeah. All them lifts and injections and all that's toll on the body, baby.
It's like bad meat. Bad food. After so long, food goes bad. Then after it goes bad, it starts becoming toxic to you. Yeah. So, it's the same thing with people. It's like all that negativity, all those ignorant comments, all those wild statements. It's like when people, and I hate saying the word toxic, but when you see people with all those issues and drama, and then you finally cut them off and you start doing better. It's like a magnetic pull. Now, how is I couldn't have been the problem. Because he or she left me, and now look at how fruitful they are. Like, you cut off dead limbs.
Yeah. It's like if it'll be 100 people who walk by a dog on the street, a pit bull, and question its validity. Like, is that a purebred or not? Dog might have mange, whatever. But if somebody just pick the dog up, find out he got his paper, just so why get to clean the dog back up, the dog have puppies, now you see the value in the dog. Yeah. And I can sell you puppies from the dog that you just walked right by and did nothing with. True. Or, like I said, I can restore the car. We saying all these things are not people. I can restore the person.
Yeah. I see the value in that person that you would have never saw.
If I invest in it and give it what it needs. If I invest in that dude who had to take me to the IHOP for our first date. If I pour into him and be like, you know what, I want my man to be able to take me to the steakhouse. Hey, what do you work? That's a conversation. Where do you work? Oh, you work at there? You ever thought about being a manager? Mm-hmm. You ever thought about like
what's your dream? And if your dream's to flip burgers, you ain't got no dream.
No. McDonald's has a whole program to where you can reach management from flipping burgers.
But that's the thing is, I could understand if you have a dream of being more. Some people is just like, get a job. What do you mean get a job? What you want to do after you get the job?
What's next?
It's like having those visions. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking any McDonald's employee.
Right.
Because I'm like, everybody has to start somewhere. But if your idea is, I just got a job, I'm going to pay some bills.
Yeah.
That's when I'm starting to knock you now. Because you're not pushing forward. You're not looking toward the future. Right. You're not planning. So if you're not planning, how can you have somebody with you and you have no plan for them?
This is what to add to that. If you show up, don't get it confused. You had to tell me this. Don't be like so hard on yourself that you can't be happy for the small things. Yeah, be happy you got a job at McDonald's. If you're 16, even if you're 35, it's your first job for real. Be happy you got your McDonald's job, but don't sit there and stay in that happiness.
Yeah.
Like there's still more to be happy about. Be happy when you get the promotion. Be happy when you get the next promotion. Be happy when you own the franchise. Be happy. Keep being happy and keep reaching those moments that push you, that propel you into your next form. Yeah. You should always be in a state of transforming and becoming something more.
Like Frieza. You thought this was my final form?
Yeah. This ain't even this. Like if you were struggling with this, wait till you see me again.
Mm-hmm. And that's the whole idea, is you should always be growing. You have to start somewhere. So yes, if we starting at McDonald's, we starting at IHOP, we starting at Olive Garden. This is just the start. That doesn't mean this is the finish line.
Right. For the people who are real gamers, like I said, I'm going to jump onto it. If you out there, right, and you bought a video game, and the first thing they did was put you on the final boss. No resources, you have not built your character up to do this.
Oh,
you would say that was a sorry game. You would be like, I can't ever beat the game. Some of y'all people can't ever get to marriage or true lasting relationships because
happiness.
You reached the point in the game to where I'm on the final stage, but I'm not prepared for the final stage. I shouldn't be here. Some of y'all shouldn't be sitting at Steakhouse. Some of y'all people should not be sitting at Papa Bros. Just settle for Papa Do's.
Yeah.
Which is also an amazing restaurant. Mm-hmm. Maybe we got to take it 2-3 steps back. Don't settle. Like, don't be. Maybe you should have just been at the Wendy's, okay? This is what it is. All right. We going into Just So You Know, and coining the term doggy bag girls. So one thing I would care that people not do is if you go on a date, and let's just say for some odd reason you never watched the Something for the People podcast. Mm-hmm. So you never got the jewels that we just dropped a second ago about not taking that fee or that young lady up there to the Papa Bro Steakhouse on the first date. right? Or you want to take a page from T.I. book where he said it ain't tricking if you got it. You know what I'm saying?
It's still tricking.
But, you know, all they're going to lead to you to is a Mayweather fee. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They probably ain't going to catch that. But were you at odds with him? All right, either way. You get them there. Now, you can shell out all this money on the date, right? A clear-cut red flag to me is her showing her true colors is, hey, let me order something to go. I'm like,
I'll be honest, there's no way in hell. Like, at that point in time, check please. I'm done. No, don't. You don't have to ask me nothing else. I'm done, because I'm like, if you ordering something to go, it brings up either two things. You either ordering for somebody else, or you couldn't afford to do this yourself.
It's so commonplace.
Like, you don't. So you want me to get you something to go? So you need a doggy bag? It's like
a doggy bag, girl.
And that's where I'm like, hold up. My time, money is priceless. And what I mean by that is because the time you spend with me, I can't get back. On top of that, you should, if we're in this together, you like me, I like you, because that's the only reason we should be going out on a date. Because I like you, you like me. We trying to see if we interested in each other. So, with all that being said, you order something else to go?
Only way I can see a doggy bag or bring me, to go box is if I've been. Well, no, I can see the go box. I can't see doggy. I can see the go box. I can't see. It's because I got in this space and we had such like a riveting conversation. Like it was so powerful that I didn't want. I'd rather talk to you than finish this meal. So I'm like, I needed to go box because I spent all my time really getting to know this person. Yeah. Like at that point, like shoot, hey.
We've been talking way too much. Way
too much food.
I ain't even had food cold. I heat it up when I get home and eat it then.
You know what I'm saying?
I can understand that. But one of the big issues we have out here, people are just going out just for food.
Going out just for food. Going out just for pictures for their Instagram. Going out just for... First of all, like I said it earlier, like in some of our early episodes. If I go on a date and you pull out your phone and it ain't to put it on silent, I'm guaranteed you're going to have a dry text log next week because I ain't texting you for nothing. I refuse.
Yeah. Depending on when you pull that phone out, you may just end this right now.
Send it. Like if you swiping up and down on your Instagram feed or swiping left and right on your Tinder is more important to you than trying to figure out who I am or allowing me to figure out who you are, then hey, let's call it quits. Let's just get up out of here. I'm not even, some dudes I'm sure will be like, you know what, walk home. I'm not even gonna do you like that. I'll take you home. I'll even open the door. I'm not gonna walk up to your door. I gotta go. I gotta go find somebody who understands that my wallet is not valuable. I'm the most valuable thing that you gonna meet when you meet me. I don't care if I'm living in a mansion. I don't care if I'm driving a Benz. It's not the car. It's not the house. It's not the jewels. It's not the bank. It's the man. If I'm not that to you, then it don't matter. Because at a certain point, you ain't going to be able to sustain me anyway. I'm going to show you this plush, polished life that I got, and you ain't even going to be able to keep it because you can't keep me.
And for those that are going to say, well, who says I won't be in this? Then be the transaction person. You give me what I want, I give you what you want.
And there's plenty of platforms to do that.
Yes.
So, like I said, we got the OnlyFans, we got escort services, we got strip club. Like, you just transaction. You give me the part I want, I give you the part you want.
Hell, the oldest profession, prostitution.
Hey,
I'm going to give you this, honey. You give me what I want. I give you what you want because obviously you wanted the money.
You want the money.
So, give me money. You give me sex.
But that's why I'm telling you, and that's why Houston would have did so well with the sex dolls, bro. Cause like I'm just gonna pay for the fee. Now I just sit this doll up at the house. If that's all you is. You ain't out here showing me that you got something more to offer me mentally. So if I can't talk to you and the only thing I'm supposed to do is screw you, why do I need to keep? Why does this vagina need a subscription base?
Yeah.
Let me just go ahead and go buy the pocket vagina real quick and stop
and people in general, there's dudes out here, and I ain't gonna say that. I because I was about to tell on myself. Okay, there's dudes out here that don't bring nothing possible to the table. You broke as hell. You don't do nothing, but they can lay the pipe.
That's the whole point.
And that's your whole point, bruh. Now you can't be mad if one day you don't get up and she's like, "Oh, you gotta go," because that's all you were worth. And you can't even do the one thing that you could only do.
If you can't perform your essential function, this is what, like, if you woke up and your toaster didn't make toast, you gonna buy a new toaster.
Exactly.
The thing about me, I got so much about me that you need it, or you at least want it to be able to use whenever, that even if I drop off on one of these, you're gonna be like, the value's still there.
But I know somebody gonna say, what's that got to do with anything? Look at it like this. If you're a woman and the only thing you're offering from me is sex and you want these things from me, if you're not giving me sex, if you say my head hurt, or if you say I'm tired,
it's time to go.
It's time for you to go.
First of all, I'm gonna tell you, all those women have it, unless they got the birth control that set them up for 3. I'm gonna tell you this: it's a week every month where you is worthless, like your stock value drop crazy. Yeah. And I'm not trying to knock, but hey, look. You need to be able to do more. And I'm not finna hit you with that cliche line, what do you bring to the table?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, if what you bring to me can fit on a table, I don't want you.
Yeah.
Like, that's not, because you're going to be like, well, I can have sex on the table. I don't need you.
At this point in life, if I want sex, I go out right now and get it. Guaranteed. And I don't have to pay for it.
Don't.
But the idea is I should want and see more value in you than just sexual gratification.
Right.
If only thing I see from you is sexual gratification, that's all you are.
If I look at you and I only see one product, I just want to buy you.
Yeah. That's
what I'm gonna say. Okay? If I look at you and I only see sex, stop with the whole take me to steakhouse. I don't want to take you to steakhouse. I look up the menu online, so they saying porterhouse by $200-$300. Okay, here's the $200-$300. You can go to the steakhouse later, drop them draws.
Simple, easy. Oh, I know somebody gonna say, "Oh, that's so wrong." That's what you're doing. That's the truth.
That's what we see. That's for all the women who be like, men are so shut. No, men are logical. That's what I see. When you talk about he need to have $200 on and shoot that through the Zelle or the Cash App just to talk to me, all I see is, in order for us to start negotiations, I gotta pay an entrance fee. Okay, it's $200 to start, and then how much for the blowjob?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's what I see.
That's exactly what.
And I guarantee you, that's what most men see. When you have a real value about yourself, you know you walked into a real art gallery, like, and I'm not gonna discredit the other people who, you know, got it price written on the wall. Banksy showed us that, but y'all ain't at that level. We ain't gonna go there yet. Okay, let's just go for those people who aren't like art aficionados and know much about it. When you walk into a gallery that has the prestige and known as a well-known gallery, right? Ain't nobody gonna put the prices on the wall. Ain't no price. You gonna walk up, you just gonna look at the artwork and admire the artwork.
You either about it or you're not about it.
If you want to talk about price, then they gonna take you to side. We gonna talk price.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not. No. Ain't no admission fee, none of that. You know where you at. The fact that you in here and you looking at this artwork and your intent is to buy lets me know that either you got the bank or you don't.
Yeah.
If you as a woman presented yourself in a manner to where, hey, only a certain caliber of guy is gonna even approach me. Like, there's no point. I don't have to put up a $200 admission fee because all that's telling me is that you got poor judgment in men. Like, you can't sift through the gold or the trash, the pyrite and the gold. You can't decipher the two. That's all I see. You can't tell me who is who. You just like any guy talk to me. I just need to know. So my gauge is if you can afford me for the night, then you can get a test drive.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, if you're going to be a rental vagina service, then be a rental vagina service. It's called prostitution. Stop.
Yeah.
Like, don't make it more than what it is. Don't try to down
walk like a duck, talk like a duck, and quack like a duck. It's a duck.
It's a duck.
Oh, no, this is something different. It's a duck.
It's a duck.
It's like, oh, no, because I don't want to feel that way. Just because you don't want to feel like a duck don't mean you're not a duck.
Still what you are. And that's life.
Quack, quack.
Now,
man.
if you want to somehow switch, you got to kill the old you. Reincarnation. See, now that's what we need to talk about. Reincarnation. Reinvent yourself. Okay, if you see that all the men you attracting only come from these certain locations, I only provide you with a certain level of this, men included. If you notice that every woman you get with never want to stick with you for the long run, but you feel like you giving them everything, understand that maybe what you giving ain't what they looking for. If I'm sitting out here trying to, get you a to-go box. I'm just going to buy your affection. And then you wonder why when you can't. It's just like an arcade game. When you can't put the quarters in the slot no more, game shut off. Right? But if you were smart enough and went and bought you the console and bought you the game, it's a big investment, I know. But you get to play that game whenever you like, as long as you like. As long as you got the power to play.
And on that note, because my boy got to get out of here, you got anniversary to go to, and I ain't trying to get him in trouble.
I don't want to get in trouble. This is another episode, something for the people.
Y'all be easy.
Hold it down.